there, my name's Beth, and today is part 2 of my grief video. I don't really know what I'm calling this, so we'll say that, but part 1 was the video I did talking about my father's passing, and this one is going to be more of like how I'm feeling over a month in and kind of how I'm processing. So it's probably going to be another long one. But yeah, so as I was saying in my last video, I just filmed that. Like, I am literally just leaning a bit back, and that's about it. But the candle is still like at the same level, and this is all the same mostly because, yeah. So, um, yeah. So the last thing I was saying was about a month. Like, it's just over a month since he passed as of today, October 4th, and I feel like it's harder now than it was. Or I feel like I'm experiencing emotions more now than I was back when it happened. Like when it first happened, I was definitely sad, but it also just didn't feel real for a while. And now it definitely feels very real. Um, I've had a lot of moments this past week since about the 1 month of him passing March, um, where I've just had a lot going on in my life, and the one person I want to talk to the most about it is my dad, which I can't. So like, I know there's other ways to communicate it out. Um, like, I can say it out loud or type out a letter to him, but it's not the same as being face to face and having a conversation with him rather than me having a one-sided conversation. And even if my dad couldn't help me with these situations, it was just nice to have that person to like listen to or listen to me. My dad and I were always incredibly close, and like right up till the end, we were always super close. And I think the biggest reason is because we were very similar personalities, where I feel like that is why other people butt heads. They're too similar. My dad and I got along really well because we were too similar. So we were both very introverted. We're both, well, I still am very introverted most of the time. But we were both very introverted. We're both very quiet, shy. I definitely bottle emotions up most of the time because of him, just because that was how he was, and I got that personality trait. But he was just such a good listener, and like, even if he couldn't give me any advice, it was just nice to like have him to listen to me and kind of help me through the situation, even if that was just me talking out loud for a while and figuring it out. So it's been a lot. And like, yes, I still have my mom and my sister and my brother and my boyfriend, but it's not the same, unfortunately. I clearly don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, so I've had a lot of those moments, and I think that's why it feels hard. It's because, like, the one person I really want to have to talk to is no longer here. I also know that, like, while I'm thinking about things for the future, there's a lot of things that he's not going to be there for that I would really want him there for. So, and I say that with meaning, like, I want to open a bakery, and I would have loved him to be there for that because he was always my biggest supporter. And like the getting married, he won't be there to like walk me down the aisle, and that's fixable. But like, I would have loved for him to be the one to do that, but it's hitting me more now because like the the job thing is something I really like. He was my biggest supporter, so when I'm questioning myself, like he would always tell me, like, you know what to do. And I've for sure turned a lot in this time to God. Um, this is again not something I generally talk about on my channel, but I'm going to. I have a strong belief in God, and I identify as a Christian, and I believe that I will see my Father again one day. But currently, as much as I believe that He is up in heaven and I will get to see Him again, currently in my earthly struggles of not knowing what I'm doing and where I'm supposed to be going, like, it it's reassuring in the fact that I know in the future I'll see Him, but right now in my heart it doesn't feel super reassuring. However, I also know that there has to be a purpose for this. So I've definitely started praying a lot more to God. This one isn't about my father specifically. But in my case, this loss, which some people could take as having anger against God, has definitely brought me closer to Him, which I think is incredibly beneficial to me personally. So I'm definitely praying a lot more, and I'm working on things in my own way when it comes to the things I'm struggling with. And I have a wonderful support system here. Like, I still have my mom, and I still have my boyfriend, and I have my sister. Just different feeling. But I mean, I know grief hits everyone in different ways, and I feel like my grief is just manifesting in ways of I want him to be there. And like I know a lot of people, if they have a parent or a loved one die unexpectedly, there's a lot more chance, I assume, that anger would be one of like the first steps of grief. And I've gone through anger, but that was before he died. That was a lot of anger towards the situation in general. A lot of anger about why it was his brain and not if cancer had to be a part of my dad's end of story. Like, why it had to be in his brain and take away that part of him. Why it couldn't have been in a different body part if it had to have happened in general. Not that I ever would have wished this to happen. So I know anger is associated with grief a lot and sadness, and I'm definitely experiencing that now, but I've also experienced that sadness throughout this whole year of journey. So I don't know, it comes and goes, and I don't think I know everyone doesn't experience it the same, but what I've found to be super helpful for myself personally is letting the emotions happen as they need to, but also just like truly experiencing the emotion. So like when I'm feeling sad, kind of asking myself, why are you feeling sad? And if it's just a I want my dad kind of moment, I just let myself experience that. And if it's specifically something else, I try to work through it. again, I am in no way qualified to be talking about this probably, but at the same time, like, this is my personal experience right now. And again, if this is just a video I need to look back on in like a couple of years, because I'm assuming I'm still going to be grieving in a couple of years, um, then I will have this and see, like, oh, Beth in 2021 was going through this mentally and like helping herself by doing this, this, and this. Maybe I should do this, this, and this. So, um, yeah, so I'm just trying to be very present in my feelings. And like when I'm happy, I don't feel, oh, you're not allowed to be happy. I let myself fully enjoy being happy. But I also let myself fully experience being sad and being angry because I can't justify only being happy and not letting myself feel the other emotions. This is a wild experience. It very much didn't feel real for the longest time. I say, as it's only been like a month. Um, but I know that the first like 3 days after he actually died, it didn't feel real at all. And now, over a month later, it hurts way more than it did when it actually happened. So I don't really know how I'm going to feel next week, next month, but I'm going to just let myself experience that and I'm going to work through it. I know that it's going to be hard. I know that with the holidays coming up, with Thanksgiving in Canada at the end of this week, it's going to be hard and it's going to be strange to not have him there. But he also wasn't there last year because he was in the hospital and nobody could visit him. And I know with Christmas, it's going to be strange. But again, he wasn't he wasn't physically there last year because he was at the rehabilitation center. So like, yes, I still got to call him last year, and I can't do that this year. But it feels weird that this isn't technically the first Christmas without him, or the first Thanksgiving without him physically there. I might give updates on how those things go if you want to hear it, or if anything actually happens. But yeah, so I feel like it hurts more now because I have a lot more going on in my life, where I feel like the last kind of year was just succumb to dealing with him actually being in the depths of cancer. Where now, like, he's not there, and it kind of seems like life has just continued to move on, but I'm stuck in this place of like, I don't have a dad anymore. Here. Um, it's a weird feeling. Also, I made through most of this video without sobbing, so yeah. So it hurts more now because I have more going on, but also like I can see the certain events that will happen in the future. I assume that he won't be there for, and that hurts. But it's more like just a selfish reason behind those. And then how I'm dealing with it is I'm just letting myself be truly present in the moment, and I am letting the experience actually happen as it needs to. And I'm not trying to force myself through anything, but I'm also trying not to just live in one specific emotion for the length of time. Again, if you have gone through a similar situation and you have any advice, or if you're going through a certain situation and you have something you want to talk about in the comments below, if you're comfortable, of course. Please do let me know down below and we'll have a conversation, because I feel like it'll help to connect with others who have and are going through a similar situation, just because it kind of is a weird situation. Like, I never imagined at 28 years old I would be dealing with the loss of a parent, but it's something I have to deal with. And I know people deal with it younger and older, but I feel like it would be good to connect to somebody else who's in a very similar situation to what I am. So anyways, in the comments down below, let me know what you think, and if you just want to chat, I'm here. And yeah, again, I feel like this video needs to end with an I love you, so I love you. And until next time, have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you real soon.